blame mental illness, blame misogyny, blame white supremacy, blame capitalism. We have to attack the root causes. All the smart things ain't gonna do for shit. Keep the guns out of our schools.
Where are we going?
Here, can you yell into the mic?
Yelling into the mic. That's yelling.
Who are these people? Yeah, because I want to be able to not overmodulate.
No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice!
Oh, here's your Black Lives Matter.
No peace! I said no justice! No peace! I said no justice! No peace! I said no justice! No peace!
They're laughing.
Get your hands, man! No peace! No peace! No peace!
There's justice in that.
All sides on the shirts. What? Oh, the to the police side.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. You're the FBI and the PSA. Thank you. Is this like a mini march, like outside of the?
We gotta get
This crazy lady is calling yelling you. Don't listen to her today because I can't hear her.
Hello. These are handcrafted artisanal pins made of the finest materials, free-range materials. These are assembled with love by graduate students that need to pay for their
Oh, they got. That's nice. Wait, were these here?
Oh, we've got a food truck.
Food truck's good. That's cultural appropriation. That's cultural appropriation.
Oh, they got the fingers out. Oh. You look angry today. He's got. Look.
Pictures of the crowd, and I said,
We check gun control. We will win.
Here we go again.
It's pretty fun, actually. I like swimming. Swimming's fun. All right, we got a new side coming. No, you're the ones that know outdoor answers. You go for real answers. There are 200 to 300 million owned privately owned firearms in America. You want the government to invade everyone's home and confiscate them? Think about it. Yes, you should advertise in your home is not protected by guns. If you're a criminal or a gangbanger, look here. These are people who have no guns in their homes. Those would be ideal targets to rob.
How many mass shooters have been NRA members? How many? How many? Name one. Name one. Name one. Oh, it is a point. How does the NRA have blood on their hands even though 0 mass shooters have been NRA members? Please explain. The NRA supports having guns in the hands of good people, good law-abiding citizens.
Just because it looks good on a sign doesn't mean it's true. Protect and protect your right to the fair. Master free speech not on.
Veterans for peace, no violence.
I don't understand
Veterans for peace, no violence.
I have some sort of cultural relevance.
Veterans for peace, no violence.
I'm sure the tinfoil's getting pretty hot under the sun, honestly. It's getting pretty bad, dude.
Veterans for peace, no violence.
The hippies died off in the 60s. Teachers aren't the one killing people. Stop bringing your children to protests and indoctrinating them. It's child abuse. What's with the headphones, man? Yeah, I know. I'm asking why you have them. Okay. So we can see them. They're backwards. It's for them, okay. Marxism is here to let you know we are defending gun rights and the Second Amendment in Boston today. We appreciate. We appreciate you coming out and bringing attention to our cause. Thank you very much. I know you have some antifa freaks with you. They are the perfect opposition to us because America hates commies. Who doesn't hate a commie? Tell me I can't hear you. What? What?
Thanks, buddy.
Resist Marxism is here to let you know we are defending gun rights and the Second Amendment in Boston. Thank you for coming out and thank you for your support.
Okay, Yusuf, how you doing there?
I'm only gonna come out there in like a couple of days to spend this over.
76.
Who are you going to call when you're in danger? You're going to call a person with a gun. Why do you want to disarm the American people? Why are you asking Trump, who most of you probably think is a dictator, to take his
That's a
guns
good
away?
sign right there. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. That's a quality meeting. Quality meeting. Quality meeting. He bumped. He's trying to ban bump stocks. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, to some degree he is.
They are anarchists asking the government to disarm them. You're not very bright, are you?
Yeah, they like to do it. Like I've literally had to like back people up because they're getting too.
Yes, a well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
You're the American man.
Shall not infringe! 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 Shall not infringe!
Yeah, tell her to come here. Oh man.
You are building a wall, we are building bridges. We are here to engage in a conversation.
Guns don't have more rights than a vagina. This is absolutely false. Absolutely false.
They're kind of gross, aren't they?
Why are you guys obsessed with sex and genitals and stuff? That's how commies do. They get like,
Are the freaks coming back?
they would get hookers for all the union workers back in like the 30s and 40s. It's all about sex. Yeah, like, oh yeah.
I'd like to bring the whole fucking thing. I'm sorry,
You don't do it wrong.
I'm only gonna have a few more minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna after this, I'm definitely going to buy some first batteries. I'll figure it out. I'll do something. This won't happen in Why the pieces in April? Veterans for peace, no violence. No violence. Veterans for peace, no violence. We tried killing him, it just doesn't work.
Why are you having your mouth open like that? I don't get it.
Why you wear underwear? No violence. Here. I'm in 6% battery.
I've noticed a distinct lack of space outside. There's almost space a little too much. Not a toy. exploding the onion. That's very original.
Veterans for peace, no violence.
March over there!
They don't want to do it because it's illegal. It's the same reason why like a lot of people don't do drugs because they're illegal. They can still get them, but they don't.
You want to know what is the biggest predictor of like mass shootings? It is gun-free zones. 98% of mass shootings happen in gun-free zones, according to the gun-free zones. Okay, so basically, mass shooters are looking for areas that don't have any gun sales. Why? Because easy targets.
And they're on pills.
But not all of
Most of them are on psychotropic, antidepressant. I don't take that shit, but they're all on it.
Skateboard, man. There's no room to skateboard here.
I just need to frame it differently. I'm just going to do
Go to Trump in the last down there. Do you feel like this of other voters' minds as well?
I think that a lot of times it doesn't happen to you. You don't perceive it to be a threat, and unfortunately that day was in our state. I just don't know how much. I'm hoping they're taking it to heart, and I'm hoping they're understanding that this is not what it should be. But I can't say that for certain.
You've got some resounding voices that are shouting loud and shouting hard here today, and they as well, and so hopefully they can hear it from down.
Guns are a problem from the Second Amendment. Everyone keeps repeating that it's taking away your Second Amendment to deprive you of control how guns are distributed and available. And it's not the second. That's not what the Second Amendment is about. You can be comfortable in knowing rules and regulations about gun.
Republican Liberty Caucus. So if you want to buy a flag to display, you got them up here. Or MAGA hat. Do you have to get a background check for girls' clothing? Now you put that sign down real quick. There you go. So explain to me. Can you explain to me how it's more regulated than guns? Last time I checked, they didn't have to fill out forms to buy girls' clothing.
We need to try to
Yeah, we're good. No violence. No violence.
Do you guys want to debate, or are we just going to stand here and stare at each other?
For peace, no violence. Veterans, no violence.
We'll actually talk to them, they'll let you in. Yeah.
Both sides kind of just getting what do you guys us let's protect the First Amendment. Because the point of the Second Amendment is to prevent I just got up.
The rights don't change just because technology does. How many mass shooters have been NRA members? How many? How many? Zero. Zero. So how does NRA have blood on their hands? I still don't know. I still don't know.
You're glad to see the like 40 people that showed up on their side? Really? Shift change on the wall.
All it is basically
I have one facing the right way, lady. Yes, so I can
They're arguing from a point of view.
USA! 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 The difference between the NRA and Planned Parenthood is that one organization sells arms and others support the Second Amendment. USA! USA!
No one seems to want to talk to the guy in the hat. He just keeps kind of wandering around staring at people.
No violence.
Yeah, so not only is my phone battery about to die, so is my arm, so this isn't going to last much longer.
How are you going to protect people with? How are you going to protect people with? Murder is illegal. Murder is illegal, right? What are you going to protect them with, okay?
Veterans for peace, no violence.
Okay, doesn't look like much else is going to happen here, so I'll turn it back on if anything does.
Here too because I had got held up right in my I had to support them. Every single school is to get ready. Every single school must have
No, those things are cold and he's barehanded.
Yeah, they running out of people. Like when we did the climate walk. Oh my God, there was so many people. You heard of that one?
Huh?
The climate walk.
The climate walk? What's that?
So we did the same thing here.
Oh, you did the climate walk?
Oh, it was beautiful.
My hands are again.
There's more people than this.
Really? Yeah, I guess. Climate matters.
When we got to 42nd Street, we had to go down to 34th Street, was the end of the line.
Yeah.
When I walked back to 42nd Street, there still is 100,000 more people. Started the same place, 72nd.
They say must go down so there's an entrance here. Yeah, and I'm sure
Keep thinking the road because we keep hearing a sound.
let us in.
There was a hole down there that we put batteries down there. All right, good. How's it look now?
Way to go, kids! Woo! Go get 'em!
The new generation is speaking strongly.
It's alright.
Need some of that sun over here. Need some of that sun.
Yeah,
Go, go, go! We're with you all the way! Way to go!
I'm gonna get in on that. Support truck.
Go! Woo! We're with you! Go, guys! Go!
This by the block, not by the block. Oh. The Smiths by the clock. That's a good one. Where's that? Oh, yeah. People get creative. Play on words. An assault on our future.
Yeah.
Wasim, where are you?
I'm right here.
Wasim! Wasim, where are you at? Here you go.
Here's a hole.
Go! We're with you on the way!
They all have shields. They're shields. That's creative. I know, multitasking. And my hands are freezing. Still doing the outdoor lottery. Where is he? He said he's 50. Or 50. Where he is now. He's probably 30. Oh, he's not meeting up? Got it.
How are you guys feeling? Are you chilly at all?
A little bit. Yeah. I mean, I'd love to get in on that.
Yeah, I would too. We can walk over to, I think, which avenue?
Yeah, 6th Avenue.
6th and,
We'll go to 6th.
that's it? Yeah. You want to do that? Just so we will walk to one go? Okay. Are you? I have one of
kind of like the free speech rally that was down here in July. Yeah. I couldn't get in there. Austin State Police, I guess. Marching it out. It's kind of like the what was it? Free speech rally that was down here in July. Yeah. I couldn't get in there. I wanted to stream tonight. I was checking out your video last night. Doing it. I know. There should be one in almost every town. You know how many it affects the... That, yeah. You definitely ain't glad they're going. I haven't talked about it. Yeah, I'll see you around. Yeah, I'll see you around. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Just wanted to give you a little music interlude. Okay.
Don't be violent. This is the other side of the
Street
argument.
preacher over there.
The NRA has not killed anybody. A plan. Oh, shit. That's the real hypocrisy nowadays. It's not bullshit killing our kids. Why don't you ban daily solutions?
I bet you're racist too!
Simple fact, his campaign efforts earned him $30 million in contributions from the NRA.
Everyone registered to vote here.
That's one of the major things that's going on, is a big drive to register all these newly activated high school seniors, many of whom will be eligible to vote in November. Big deal. So you wouldn't want $30 million? Really? Yeah, okay. Arms are for hugging. Try Guy 88. Hey Jason, nice of you to post a profile picture and profile description. Oh wait, there's nothing there, Jason. And you want to be an influencer? I don't think so. I don't think so. I assume that 88 has something to do with your measured IQ. Try Guy, we're here talking about guns and gun control. I love the way right-wingers always insist on looking in the past. Bring up Hillary, bring up Obama, bring up whoever you want. Maybe we should bring up Nixon. Maybe we should bring up George W. and his illegitimate war. We don't do that. We're trying to talk about today and tomorrow, not yesterday. This is 53rd Street and 6th Avenue, right out here in front of the Hilton Hotel, half a block away from the Museum of Modern Art. NRA has nothing to do with the Second Amendment. It has to do with promoting gun sales. Slight gap in here, not much of a gap, but it's letting people get across the road. Heard several people coming along trying to get to the Museum of Modern Art and having to wait for a break in this huge crowd that is now marching down 6th Avenue after a rally earlier along Central Park West. That's it. Keep talking about other people. Don't talk about today, because you cannot justify what is happening today, so you have to hark back and start blaming somebody else. Love the way you try and do that. We're not buying it. Give up. At 47, I assume that's your IQ. You're going to keep talking about hedge funds. I'm going to kick you out of here. That's not what we're here discussing. You want to start a broadcast about hedge funds, you hit the little X in the upper right-hand corner and go start your own stupid broadcast. Thank you. They don't take the hint. I give them a chance to gracefully back out or shut up, but they don't. I had someone actually tweet me today when I tweeted something about the huge crowd that was assembling early in Washington. I had somebody actually tweet me and say, I live in Washington, there's nobody here. Yeah, I can see your post, absolutely. I love that somebody telling me, I live in Washington, there's nobody here. Please. Yeah, exactly, Gary. I do try and give them a warning. And it's not because of their opinions, stupid as they may be. It's just we don't need to fill the screen with comments that are not specifically related to what we're doing here today.
That's a nice thing about
It is a great turnout. This has been going on now for quite some time. Hey, Joey, welcome back. I hope the signal is a little better for you. Yeah, there have been lots of commemorative moments for the actual victims of Parkland, as well as for all the other school shootings. Well, you know, the wonderful thing about Periscope is it's a free app, and anybody can start a broadcast, put a title up to entice people to discuss a topic they're concerned with, and do it. But they're too lazy. They'd rather just troll other people. And we will have none of it. Oh, they did that earlier. No, it started with a big rally. And speakers along Central Park West. And following that rally, the march kicked off. So this is the last portion of today's activities here in New York City. Lots of police standing around without much to do except let pedestrians know they're going to have to wait a few minutes to cross the road, that kind of thing. But we got some more drummers coming. This is the second contingent. It's a beautiful day here. Temperature in the mid to upper 40s. So we're about probably about 7 or 8 degrees Celsius at the moment. Slight breeze, nothing you'd call wind, just a breeze. Very nice out here.
So you need to march with, or we need you behind the barricade?
Most of what I do is just fun, relaxing sightseeing around New York, but cannot pass up an opportunity to let you know how New Yorkers react to special events. Not that far. I think it's supposed to disperse about 10 blocks south of here. That's about half a mile, 43rd Street. We're at 53rd Street. And this crowd just keeps on coming. Again, I would like to point out the diversity in this crowd. All ages, genders, ethnicities. Just absolutely amazing. Part of what makes New York so special. Oh, thank you. I have no idea how long this is going to go on. I'll stick over here, though. Fortunately, it's not that cold, not that windy, reasonably comfortable out here. As many of you know, over 800 events throughout the United States and around the world scheduled for today. I heard mention that the only continent on planet Earth where there is not an event planned is Antarctica. Have no idea what the crowd size is. We won't get any estimates till later in the day, I'm sure. But keep in mind, $800 events throughout the world, instigated less than 6 weeks ago by a group of high school students from Florida. And to give you an idea, you know, when we often go to political rallies or events, we see all kinds. See where we are, Radio City Music Hall, just a few blocks down. Like to party? Obviously you party too much, you're brain dead. Your comments are not welcome here. Goodbye. Too stupid to let him continue posting anything. Not even a sensible argument. Like that, sign. I want to leave school in a cap and gown, not a body bag.
You guys want to join in or cross? You can join in. We can't cross it yet. Join here, but when it opens up a little, we'll cross it. Are you trying to join or cross? You can join. Broadway? I'm not sure. Broadway's that way.
Well, the way the police are doing this, folks lined up here. So if you want to cross, you're going to have to wait. If you want to join, just go on in. Sea of humanity here on 6th Avenue. them to the streets of New York. How you doing, Andrew?
I lived here for a little while, and I'm like, I run on campus.
You're right. There is nothing better that they could do on this Saturday. You are absolutely right. Trying to save lives, can you think of anything better than that to do on a Saturday? Again, pointing out what a grassroots event this is. Most of the signs you see are homemade signs.
Did you want to march on? Oh, Francis, where's Kate? Oh, okay, she's in
Van AR-15s now. Hey, Rick. Hi there. Well, you know, whenever there's any kind of special event in New York, I do try and cover it.
Now, I do believe that
Though, as most of you know, my real joy is getting out and showing you New York City.
And I do believe that when it is being
But we'll be doing that again.
Of the government, the FBI, and everybody else, the police, that they should go back and they should take that person to jail. And so it should stop school shootings, because half of these people who shoot up schools have already been warned beforehand. The teachers of schools, say something, because this is going on. It keeps on going on. It's starting to get something to routine. I ask the politicians, before you write any bills or make any actions on any bills or on guns, think about your children, think about your grandchildren, and think about their children. Whatever you write now will affect generations to come. I got a niece and nephew right now, and I have to think, if this is this crazy now, how crazy is it going to be when they turn 18? They're 6 and 3 right now. So that's why I'm here today. I speak for 90%. I speak for all the 90s babies. As I was born in 1999, I am the last one. We are all 18 years old now, so we can legally vote. That now that we can vote, we will inflict change, and if you don't inflict change, we will get you out of office. And we are not afraid. As you see, I'm 18 years old and I'm ready here to stand up and say something. I am not afraid. We are tired of seeing the multitude of people who are being killed, not just in schools, but I live in a place, South Seattle, where it happens all the time. And we are never put at this broad state where all these people are caring about our lives. Chance Gittin, 17 years old, killed by police officers, has nothing to do with anything that the reason why they killed him. They took his life, and many just like him are taken every single day. It's actually every 20 hours there's another person that have died. Until then, we and the people that I know will continue to stand. We need to come up with better solutions. We need to inflict change on the security systems. We need to make sure that they have guns and they can protect us, okay? I do not believe that we should have teachers with guns, because a student has already been shot by a teacher and had a gun. And just I have been constantly said that I was a threat to a chick teacher every single time that I have spoken up. And I have constantly been saying, when it comes down to me speaking up against a teacher, that I have been a threat as a black man, just speaking up about myself and being targeted. So I know that a teacher would have probably already shot me, just like all these police are shooting these black teens and other people who are constantly being killed. So I do not think teachers should have guns. Thank
you. Good morning. My name is Naj Ali. I'm with Youth for Peace, a Rainier Beach senior. I'd like to share a great speech by the great Charlie Chaplin. In this world, there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed fear, but we cannot shun ourselves with it. Machinery gives abundance, has left us in want. Our knowledge made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent and all will be lost. The airplanes and the radios have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for brotherhood, cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood and for the unity of us all. Even though my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of the system that make men torture and imprison innocent people. A great quote by Nelson Mandela. He said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." Let's move forward. Let's make a change. And just like many of us and many other people that have come before us, let's make a change and make the world a greater place. And with this generation, I promise you we can go far. Just keep on moving. Thank you.
Without a gun, it is not possible for a single gunman to injure 422 people. It's a simple fact. Without an assault rifle with a bump stock, it is not possible for one man to have that much of an impact on that many people's lives. Since gun control laws have been instituted and background checks have stopped over 3 million precipitate purchasers in this country. If we had 3 million gunmen right now, how many more of us would be dead? I'm here right now because this is an issue that affects all of us. This is an issue that personally affects all of us walking around in our neighborhoods every single day. We have to walk with the fear that maybe a car going by might possibly shoot us. We also live with that fear at school. There are no reason why in America, one of the greatest countries on this earth, that we have so many problems with people with guns. There have been 981 gun instances in Seattle since 2008, and that's just in in areas with the highest amounts of people of color. Black Americans make up 14% of this country's population, yet as a black man, you are 13 times more likely to be shot and killed by a gun. And this is not a localized issue in our country whatsoever. This is something that perpetuates in basically every city in America. No city in America is safe. How do we feel about that? We're all Americans. And we're not even talking about suicide, which is one of the highest rates of gun death for teens and young adults. How many people should have the power to take their lives as simple as the pull of a trigger?
None.
We have all the records, we have all the studies, we have all this knowledge. We need to do something with it.
Yeah.
And it starts with the youth, because we are the future. We are the ones that can vote now. No longer can we say it's out of our control, because it's so much in our control. Honestly, this is human life. So all these politicians that are trying to block gun control, this is human life. What's your excuse?
Yeah.
There should be no debates. It should not be possible for someone to walk into a gun store at age 18 and buy an assault rifle.
Yeah.
You can't even buy a beer. Honestly, there's nothing more to say. We already know what we need to do.
Yeah.
We need background checks.
Yes.
We need bans on assault rifles.
Yeah.
We need outreach for people with disabilities.
Yeah.
Yes.
We need people to stop being so alone.
Yeah.
We need to start being humans.
Yeah.
It's not just gun violence in school, it's gun violence in neighborhoods, so we need to pump resources into these neighborhoods.
Yep.
South Seattle, Central District, South Park, all the way to White Center. There are so many areas in just this state that need resources. So many kids in this state that need positive outlooks and positive reinforcement.
Yep.
If we don't have a positive person in our life, why do we care about our life? If we don't have something to look forward to each day, why do we care about our life?
Yeah.
I'm saying that you're so emotional because this shouldn't be as much of an issue.
Yep.
This is America. We are Americans.
Yep.
We should be so proud of our country. And I am so proud of this country. But all this debate about legislation and stalling on all these methods that just need to be passed is ridiculous. This isn't something that should be discussed. These are people's lives. That's what really comes down to it. Every single person that we just named that there is a rose on the ground for, that is a human life. Those are dead bodies on the ground.
And we need justice.
And we need justice. It really comes down to motive and means. If you don't have the means to carry out this attack, then it's not possible. If we had a whole bunch of people walking around having fist fights, this would not be as much of an issue. We know what we need to do. Now it's time to act.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, what a pretty puppy. Service Papillon.
When I turned 18, the first thing I did was register to vote. Elections are decided by single ballots. They're decided by hundreds of ballots. They're decided by very close margins. Every single vote counts. We have to make a commitment right here, right now, not just to pay attention to our national elections, which hold enormous amounts of power, but to pay attention to our state elections, our local elections. Our turnouts for those are so low, and we need to make sure that at every single level, we are engaged as citizens to vote for the people who will control things, who will decide things that will control our futures. There are 4 million young Americans who will turn 18 before the next election. This means we can have a tremendous impact on who represents us in the following years. This is an incredible opportunity we cannot afford to pass up. Apathy has plagued us for too long. The ways you can engage here today, you can scan the QR codes that are located on the back of the blue-vested people. You can use the forms on their clipboards in order to sign up. You can go to the booths that we have scattered all around. To do this, you will need your driver's license or learner's permit and the number provided to register. We hope to get as many people as possible today. We are also inviting our youth organizers to register to vote themselves. They will sign the ballot on stage as a symbol of the fact that we will be heard. These ballots are symbols of youth power.
Right here just registered to vote, and we hope that you join us. Again, there's booths all around. There's people walking around that allow you to register to vote. If you are turning 18 before November, you are able to register to vote. So please do that. Again, the 18 to 21 turnout is historically low, and we want to flip that. You have the power to change things, and that starts by registering to vote and then showing up at the polls in November. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out today. My name is Alicia Hyatt, and I'm the volunteer coordinator of this march.
And my name is Natalia Alexander, and I am part of the PR staff.
This march would not have been possible without all of the people who donated today. We've had $41,000 come into our GoFundMe.
We would also like to thank the organizations that have partnered with us, including the Alliance for Gun Responsibility, our fiscal sponsor, our fiscal
Thank you.
Did you come up from 70?
I actually tried to go
I'm sorry, are you going to just keep pointing to back history rather than try and create a solution to what is obviously a problem? Because if so, you render yourself pretty useless.
There's a lot of people here. Please share this on your social media.
Protect our teachers! 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 Students not soldiers! 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 Students not soldiers!
About nearly 10,000 said they were going to come according to
There's an estimated 6,000 to 10,000 people. Not sure how many people, but it is packed all the way around Portland Pioneer Square here.
Books, not bullets! Books, not bullets! Books, not bullets!
You can see a lot of people getting closer to the stage here where Portugal the Man is supposed to be performing.
A lot of people here.
Good?
Yeah.
Now we're going to start handing out some culture for you guys.
That he's an asshole. How wonderful. Wish I had caught that sooner before I blocked him. I'm going to step over here and try and get in the shade for a second. Because it's very difficult to read what's on the screen when the sun is blasting on it. Okay, take care. Stay well.
So, we're sort of in Atlanta.
A lot of good signs.
and still coming. Hey, Jim, hello there. Liberals are not using them to push their agenda. They are pushing the liberals' agenda. Obviously, you don't pay attention to the news, you don't read commentary, you don't listen to speeches, and you don't think for yourself. But that's okay. You're entitled to remain ignorant. Part of, unfortunately, our social structure these days. You're the one that brought up the word. You tell me what you think it is. I don't need to, I must, there's nothing I must do. Thank you. It's not a question of doing great. It's a question of pointing out that if people just make accusations and don't offer solutions, they become useless. Accusations solve nothing. You got a better plan? You got a better way to try and get gun control effectively passed? Tell me about it. Metal detectors in schools, you think that will solve it? And what happens when the kids come out of school and a gunman is standing out on the lawn or the campus of a high school with a AR-15? No metal detectors, what? Maybe you want metal detectors for the planet. I don't know how many of you have actually read the Second Amendment. Do you know what the first 4 words of the Second Amendment are? The first 4 words are a well-regulated militia. That is what the Second Amendment was about. Not the ability for every lunatic, every misguided human being to have an automatic weapon that was designed and built for war centuries after that amendment was written. In the day when muskets were the most dangerous form of gun. What is incorrect? Still coming. Get back out here. I'm going to not be able to see some comments because of the sun. and still they're coming, an hour and 15 minutes. You know, one of the things when I do these broadcasts and we get people posting some of the most positively stupid comments possible, what it does do is make me appreciate how intelligent most of the people I encounter in life really are. March today, vote tomorrow. You consider this a low turnout? Duh. See, when people say stupid things like that, like somebody tweeted me this morning after I had commented about the huge crowd gathering in Washington, and the tweet was, I live in Washington. There's nobody here. There are no automatic weapons. Really? Oh my gosh. Have they vanished from the planet? Yes, lots of voters and future voters. The NRA bots, no, just the ones that have been brainwashed, perhaps? We don't need your thoughts and prayers. School zones are not war zones. Again, if anybody doubts that this is really a populist grassroots organization, look at the fact that most of the signs you see are homemade signs. We're not talking about big printed signs for a typical political rally. Hey, Jamie, welcome. We've been out here for over an hour watching this incredible crowd pass by, listening to some wonderful comments from some really bright people and some amazingly stupid comments from some amazingly limited mentalities. Couple things to point out constantly. One, the fact that most of the signs are homemade signs. This is very much a grassroots march out here. And secondly, the diversity, ages, ethnicities, everything out here, absolutely terrific. We'll remember in November, and you better think that's going to happen. You know, one more person says that really stupid line, guns don't kill people. Really. Really, 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 really. So if someone shoves a gun in your face, you're not going to be concerned because it can't kill you, right? Again, I point out the diversity in age and ethnicity. Homemade signs all over the place. Absolutely amazing. Where I am, we've been watching this march pass us for well over an hour now, for about an hour and 20 minutes, I think. Yeah, lots of celebrities performing in Washington, but all the speakers, 18 years or younger. Nobody over 18 was on the speaking roster for Washington, D.C. I'm a teacher. I'm with a budget, so all students can aim for the stars, like that sign. Schools, not war zones. Oh, I missed that. Hopefully I'll get to see some of it on the news as the day goes on. Walk up here a little bit. We're on 6th Avenue. We're currently in front of the Hilton Hotel. We're approaching 54th Street. Across the street, the Warwick Hotel, very famous hotel here in New York. I don't know. There are police at every intersection. Mostly what they've been doing is facilitating pedestrians either trying to cross the road or trying to get into the march. Yes, I went to the University of Chicago. No, all guns should not be banned. I agree that the Second Amendment has a place, but there must be limitations. I love that. None of the 3 R's stands for rifles. Good point. You know, Chicago gets a bad rap. There are sections of Chicago that are absolutely horrific, but not the entire city. I lived in Hyde Park, which is where the University of Chicago is located, and then briefly lived on North Wells Street, near North Side, none of which were areas then or now where safety was a concern more than anywhere else on the planet. It is certain areas of the city where there is a very decided problem. Chicago gets a bad rap when you try and paint the entire town as being having that problem. That I have no idea. Chicago is a great city. No question about it. Large gang problem in the south side of Chicago. Now, I haven't lived there in quite some time, so I'm not as familiar with what the actual situations are. But I know that when anybody says Chicago and everybody automatically thinks that everything is shoot 'em up town, they're wrong. Bad, bad, bad. Getting the wrong impression. Troutman 67 couldn't put his picture up, couldn't put up a profile thing, and makes an absolutely asinine statement that has no relevance to what is happening here. Racist people, are you announcing who you are or what? Can't believe this is still coming, all these people. No, there are some people who are very strange. They have nothing else to do in life but come on something like Periscope and troll. Obviously, their family and friends won't listen to their ridiculous comments, statements, and accusations. So they come on here where they can be anonymous. I mean, I love when you pull the profile on any of these people, and 9 times out of 10, there's no profile picture. There is no profile description. They're just an anonymous, empty shell, as is their head. Maybe they think they get me upset. They don't get me upset. In fact, I sort of pity them. But what they do, the effect they have on me is this. When some really stupid people come in here with really stupid comments and stupid suggestions and stupid accusations, it makes me realize all the more how the vast majority of people I encounter on Periscope, on Twitter, and in real life are really nice people, good people, bright people who want to do the right thing for the right reasons. So they do serve a purpose. Well, so do pedophiles use children. What's that got to do with anything? I love the way all the conservative folks who are against anything that makes sense always have to hearken back to the past. They can't talk about now, and they can't talk about things for the future. They can only hearken back to the past. Blame Obama, blame this one, blame that one, talk about crooked Hillary, talk about what Hitler did with children. That's all you can do. Come up with a suggestion. Say something about now. Say something about the future. But you know what? You have nothing to offer for now. You have nothing to offer for the future. I am at 54th and 6th Avenue. Is she still around 55th and 6th Avenue? Hey, Francina, hello there. See, there you go. Talk about the past, talk about the past. Talk about now and talk about the future, and then you'll be making a contribution. But obviously, you have nothing to offer for now and nothing to offer for the future, so all you can do is try and crap on everything that happened before. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. I'm going to get in the shade so I can more easily see what's being written. There, that's a little better. Metal detectors on the teachers. You did see the incident where the teacher shot the student accidentally? The teacher with the gun in the classroom? Yeah. I know. No country has the as many guns as the United States has.
I think if we walk down this block and over here, we're there.
Rally started at 11 o'clock on Central Park West. March kicked off about, I guess, 12:15 or 12:20. Started coming through here a little after 12:30. It's now almost 2:30. It's been about an hour and 40 minutes that this march has been passing these points.
Speeches as well as students. They also had moments of silence. And as you can hear, maybe a little quiet, maybe you can hear that speaker. Hey guys! Large crowd here. Hundreds of people that have come out here looking for, as they say, common sense gun laws. And the organizers wanted to emphasize to this isn't an anti-gun rally. They were just advocating for common sense gun laws. So that's kind of what's happening on this side as well. If anybody has any questions, feel free to jump in. I'm just kind of going to give you an overview of the scene here. There is a police presence. They're just making sure everything is calm. They can keep everything controlled and keep groups separate if need be, but really haven't had any issue earlier today. It's been pretty peaceful, which is always a good thing to see. So that's kind of what's happening here. So we're gonna looks like they're kind of wrapping up. We're gonna hop off here so we can talk to a couple more people, get some more information for you, and we will bring you more tonight on 4029 News at 5 and 6, as well as 4029 News at 9 and 10.
And Jessica said, Nicole, are we doing anything in Merced? And I said, we are now. And so we put this together in literally a week and a half. I got to tell you, it was a lot of hard work. And we came up against a lot of resistance that I never thought we would come up against. Especially from some of the... We are too persistent. We do persist. And we reclaimed our time. Because we are here. And against a lot of odds, we are here. And you are here. I was wondering how many would come out on such a short notice in Merced. How many would show up for our kids in Merced? And Merced, you showed up. You showed up. As I was watching AM Joy this morning, I was seeing all the different marches around the world, really, that was going on. Something came to mind. I'm fortunate that I was born in a time where the civil rights movement was going on. And my uncle, who was a minister that raised me, who had been born in 1902 in the South, came through Jim Crow, all of that. I remember him getting ready to go to the march in Selma with Dr. King. And I never understood quite what that felt like. I just remember there was a lot of hustling and bustling going on in our two-bedroom house. And my grandma was a little nervous. And again, I didn't understand. This morning, I understood that feeling. I understood that feeling that we are part of history in the making. I understood the feeling that we are going to change our nation for the good. I understood the feeling parties that have started opposition marches against them, that some have even thought about canceling their march. And I was wondering, were we going to run up against that here in our community? I wasn't quite sure, but I got the feeling of what they were thinking when they were going to march in Selma. And I just, okay. Oh, can y'all hear? Oh.
Get closer.
Sorry. Can y'all hear me better with this? Okay. I was saying I got the feeling of what they felt like when they were getting ready to march in Selma. Were they going to run up against the police? They were going to run up against dogs. What were they going to run up against? Who was going to show up on their behalf? And so when I looked out over that parking lot of the Boys and Girls Club, I got chills because I saw who was showing up on behalf of our children. Thank you. Again, I think Jessica's here. Is Jessica here? Jessica Dimple? Lori? Okay. Dawn, I want you to see who unity in the community is. And so, Lori, where are you?
Right here.
Come on up. These are four of us women got together the day after Charlottesville. And Jessica was the one who said, we need to do something. And so we showed up exactly in this space the day after Charlottesville. And we have been together ever since. Lori came and joined us that day also. We've been together ever since, doing protests outside of Panera. When you see people standing outside of Panera with those signs, love not hate, that's us. When you see people having forums on diversity, division, and racism in our community, and how we can bridge that gap, that's us. And when we talk about now, how we can save our kids when they go to school, so when we drop them off at a safe space and we're not picking them up at the morgue at night, that is y'all. That is all of you out here now. And so this program is not going to be run by adults. This program is going to be run by our youth. They're the voices that we want to hear. They're the ones whose lives are on the line when they go to school every day. They're the ones who are wondering, is this today going to be a real drill or the real thing? And so they're going to run the rest of the program. We're going to have our MC. Our MC is Aaliyah. And Aaliyah is from We Said, which is a youth organization here. Let's give them a big hand. Oh. And before Aaliyah does come up, I do have to say we co-sponsored with several other organizations, so we'd like to thank We Said. We'd like to thank Merced County Office of Education. Thank you. We'd also like to thank BHC, Building Healthy Communities. We would like to thank the Martin Luther King Committee. Y'all out here. And when we leave today, y'all are not having to walk back. The bus is coming to take us back. It'll be over there. So they donated a bus and a driver, so we want to thank the bus. And as you can see, we have no porta potties out here, but it's okay because we're going to thank Merced County Library. They said we can use their restrooms, which is very important. So, and at the end of the program, we are going to have several organizations. We're going to have Healthy House. We're going to have Victoria. Where is she at? There's another organization, and we're going to have mental health, come up and talk to us also. Is there anyone from BHC here today? Building Healthy Communities. Saul, are you here?
Yeah, they're here. 2 of them are here.
Okay. Because Building Healthy Communities was going to... Saul, yay! We're going to have Saul at the end of our program also talk about the need for mental health. But that's going to be during the Q&A part. So as of this moment, the adults have officially left the room and the youth are taking over.
Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you!
We're trying to
Is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Film it. I'm gonna go try and talk to Latimer.
So that's so much for that. I really need a megaphone. Who's buying me a megaphone? You know what? I am going to start fucking begging on Periscope for all the shit that I need to be a nuisance. Who's buying me a megaphone? I used to have 3 of them. But, you know, when I had them, I didn't use them for shit. I didn't really do this. I'm not, like, running around. You know what I'm saying? So... Excuse me, sir, can I ask you a question? Yeah, brother. Have you ever heard of an instance where a gun was used for an abortion? To kill an unborn baby?
Good question. No, I haven't.
No, neither have I.
That's a good question, yeah.
Never heard of a gun used for an abortion? Millions of dead babies, not one gun involved. Millions of dead babies, never a gun involved.
Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Murder babies, just don't use a gun. Murder babies, use a hanger, use a needle, use a pill, don't use a gun. Don't use a gun for murder for babies. We call it abortion. Never once have I heard of an instance where a gun was used to murder an unborn baby. And that happens millions of times every year. In fact, I'd like to thank Planned Parenthood for murdering so many unborn black babies and making my neighborhood safer by preventative measures. They're doing a fine job making the streets of our country safer. And they never used a gun, not one time.
Our next
I'd also like to give a shout
speaker
out
is Miss Amy Schumer. Give her a round of applause, please.
Looking at other guys. So, thanks for Islam. If it wasn't for Islam, I wouldn't have a slave child bride. Ever heard of a gun used for an abortion, have you? No, me neither. Never use a gun for an abortion. Millions of dead babies every year, not one gun involved. Isn't that something, huh? You think so? Thank you. I guess the march wasn't that important because everyone's clearing out. Sure, of course. Stay down, guys. Chill out. I get that a lot, so I won't even charge you for it. Thank you very much. No, they're not. Not even close. I get that a lot. Yeah, and I mean that's part of the appeal why I took the second one, but ultimately it's just coincidence. So, yeah, thank you very much for showing them the attention. Every time someone does it, I feel like there's just a ploy during these things to try to sneak up behind me and distract me while someone steals my sign or something. Good thing I got the dogs. So, millions of babies murdered every year. No guns involved. Never has a baby been aborted with a gun. I guess babies' lives don't matter. There she. Came here with without my dogs, but that's obviously not happening. So. Humorous and most hypocritical is that all these people think that by having such big numbers that somehow is by having a large number is supposed to affect how the government works and how the laws are. But then when Donald Trump was elected, it's illegitimate. You know what I'm saying? It's like what you know what I'm saying? Well, so we stand together, and if we have all the voices, well, voices will be heard, and we'll get the laws. Well, that's what we were trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Erie, there you are. Seth, are you here, man? I'm sorry, I'm still riding around. So it's just kind of funny, you know what I mean? That I said conservatives just generally don't march on places like that. You know what I'm saying? But if every fucking person with a gun and every conservative and right-leaning person got out and paraded down the fucking street, these people will be too scared to leave their fucking house. You know what I'm saying? All right, so I'm gonna head back towards the Springs. I trolled that enough. Like I said, it doesn't matter. They just want what they want, and they're never going to hear otherwise, so. Hey, can I ask you girls a question? Have you ever heard of an instance where a baby was aborted with a gun? No? So millions of dead babies every year, and never a gun was used to murder them? Just think about that. Never had a gun murder an unborn baby. Thank you. I'll come rape you when you don't have guns. You see mom's dumbfounded fucking look? I think all these bikes are for this parade. Fucking slash all their tires. I've never seen all these bikes down here. This has to be if people came here for this parade. All right, Seth, wherever you're at, I'm headed to the direction of Barton Springs. So just head towards Barton Springs if you can hear me, and I'll be there soon. Fuck this shit. I'm not waiting for this just because. Fucking thing. Ugh. Alright, so my lost my innocence sign is gone. Tell you what. Go ahead and put this sign up here. Just to get rid of it, because I'm done trolling for the day. That was fun. Thank y'all for being there. Put this sign up. Let's see. Which one should I post on the corner? Fuck it. I'll do the rape one. Hang on, guys. Just stay down. girl. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's for $25. I know I put it in my pocket. I mean, it's, but you know what? It's already cash. No, wait, is it? No, it's not. That's for. Fuck that, get out there. I don't even have ID to cash my own fucking checks, let alone somebody else's. So that ain't happening. All right, so I gotta get back to the Springs. Like I said, my battery's low. My charger is screwed. And until I get another one, I'm not going to be able to do shit. Alright, let's go down to Springs. Go meet Seth. Alright guys, I did my deed for the day. Okay, Lexi, listen. I'll be expecting that pizza later, girl. Changed my mind. No, but seriously, I can't really see the chat room, so that's why I'm not really paying attention. So, never once has a gun been used for an abortion. Not once. I've never heard of a gun murdering an unborn baby. They always use hangers and chemicals and shit for that. All right, Lee, thanks y'all for coming. Like I said, I'm about to wrap this up so I get off this bridge. I'm gonna go find Seth. I don't think he's here yet, but, and then I guess I'm just gonna chill, because like I said, I can't be riding around this whole time because my battery's almost dead. So, I do have a spare charger at my aunt's house, but obviously that's far away, and also that's the really crappy one that takes 8 hours to charge, so that's not really gonna be useful. So, we'll talk about that later. Well, what we need is a mass shooting at the Capitol where someone with the gun fucking saved everybody else from getting killed. So, but, you know, generally, you know, most gun owners don't go on mass fucking shooting sprees, so. All right, so this concludes today's episode of Let's Troll Some Stupid Fucking Liberals, and, yeah, I really should work for Alex Jones, huh? I didn't see him up there. I'm surprised he would have been there. Yesterday, he was broadcasting all day from his house out on the Greenbelt. I don't know which house it is, but I actually do know, like, about where he lives. From what I'm told, you can see him a lot of the times. Sorry. That's all right. You got the right of way. From what I understand, he actually jogs, you know, out in the Greenbelt a lot. Like I said, a lot of people always, like, say Alex Jones is, like, fat ass. Alex Jones is not a fat ass. Alex Jones is fucking beefcake, dude. Alex Jones will twist your fucking head off. You know what I'm saying? Like a fucking soda cap. So, anyway.
Yeah.
That's just funny when people are using fucking fat big slop. Dude, Alex Jones is fucking buff. Well, I have. Yeah. Oh, that guy right there?
It's free to go in. It's free to go in, but if you want to buy food, you have to pay.
Yeah, I'm sure Emma is speaking. I would expect David Hogg would be speaking, as well as several others. They jumped to the forefront early on, so they get a lot of the attention, but so many of the others are as articulate and committed and informed and intelligent. That must be one terrific school turning out these incredible kids. And still they keep coming. Thanks, Monica. Yeah, exactly. It is important to take a stand. I was sure it would be over by now. I thought I'd be back home on my couch, comfortable. The NRA is so powerful because they get a lot of money from the gun manufacturers, and until the 1970s, they were basically just sort of, an advocacy group for people who wanted to own private firearms, whatever. But they then became sort of the lapdogs of the gun manufacturers, and that's now who they really support. A former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court said the biggest fraud put over on American citizens is that the NRA is the interpretation of the Second Amendment. It's a fraud to think that means everybody is entitled to everything. It does contain in the very control wants to control all guns. Not true. Misrepresentation. A lie from the NRA. Carmen, nobody could tell you anything about how the brain of Donald Trump works. I don't even think Mr. Trump himself understands it most of the time. And anyway, that's not what this is about. So, no. Okay, take care.
Did you guys take all the traffic and blurry? Sorry, guys. Actually, I've been walking for probably 40
We don't know how many people. I have not heard any estimates, except that the police are saying this is bigger than they expected. But I don't know what the expectations were, so we're going to have to wait for evening news reports to find out, really.
Yeah, there's just something 16 stuff on that. No, it's not just, yes, thank you. It's not just like,
Still marching along. Beautiful sunshine. I can, in the shade, feeling a little bit cooler than it did maybe an hour ago. But that's okay. Not bad, still. What buses, what gas, and if you notice, these seem to be homemade signs. Obviously, your powers of observation are a little limited, but you know, maybe sometimes you should take a closer look and think it through before you start typing. A lot of things are volunteered, as was mentioned earlier. A report came out. The New England Patriots, the football team, they have a private jet they use for getting their team around. They sent that jet to Florida at their expense to transport as many Parkland students as possible up to Washington for today's event that is still going on there. So, yeah, lots of companies and organizations have made contributions. So when you say who's paying for the buses, concerned Americans are, who have their heads on straight. And still, they keep on coming. This has been going on for a couple of hours now. I don't have a definitive answer to the problem. There is no one definitive answer. And what I find so annoying is when people will point to one piece of legislation and say, well, there's still going to be this going on and that going on. Just because one action, one regulation, one restriction won't solve all the problems doesn't mean we shouldn't use it to solve at least a piece of the problem. Leave the guns, take the cannoli. I love it. Though, you know, Mary, actually there are times when it seemed to thin out and then all of a sudden it would be packed again.
You're right,
So I don't know.
We don't know.
I'm here also periscoping is Mary NYC1. If you'd like to enjoy her comments and see what trolls she's attracting, feel free to switch over. We're not competitors, we're colleagues. So you just go to Mary NYC1 if you want to back out and check out her broadcast. Same vantage point, she's right here next to me, you won't miss a thing, and maybe you'll see some new trolls instead of the ones that we've been enduring here.
That's Marty 888 NYC standing next to me, who is also broadcasting. Marty is a wonderful periscoper out of New York City. Give him a follow, Marty 888 NYC.
It's Mary NYC1. This is stupidity. Well, if it's stupidity, why are you here? Why don't you just hit the stupid X and go somewhere else? Go back to reading your comic books.
Marty is destroying a troll. Marty just totally destroyed a troll. It's so funny. Marty just completely destroyed a troll. Marty's
Thank you guys.
Oh, I don't get upset. I get amused. I get upset if I think they're going to be upsetting you guys. But you know what? I've said this before and I'll say it again. When these people come in here with inarticulate ideas and insist on expressing them completely, it makes me appreciate everybody else. We are now at the end of the march. It is finally over. This is it.
All right, this is the end of the month. Right here, guys. This is it. You saw the beginning, and now you're seeing the end. This is it right here. This is it.
Here we are. This is, no, it's the beginning.
Yeah, unfortunately. This is the end of the march. We started you at the beginning, and this here is the end. So I want to thank all of you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this. And I enjoyed the trolls, too. We had some good banter.
So here we are. We're on 6th Avenue and 56th Street. It is now just a few minutes after 3 o'clock. So we watched this march come by us for about 2 hours and 20 minutes, I guess. We're now going to start opening.
We gotta break this down.
Okay, sounds good. No, we blame the people who let the shooter get the guns. So here we are. Police officers opening up the side streets. They'll be open to traffic before too long. All right, let's... We're being chased. We're being chased. All right. Well, I am going to sign off at this point. I'm here with Mary, and you can join me and Mary tomorrow at our Periscope third birthday party. You need information, contact me on Twitter. Same handle, Marty888NYC. And my direct messaging on Twitter is available to you at all times. The DC March just ended. Okay. So there we are. I want to thank the people who are willing to come on here and discuss things sensibly. And I also want to thank the people who are willing to come on here and let everybody see how ignorant they are. Thank you so much. You make me appreciate the good folks all that more. Thank you. Everybody stay well. No, she's not my girlfriend. She is a girl and a friend. But we are colleagues here on Periscope, and we'll be co-hosting the party tomorrow. Hope we'll see some of you there. Meanwhile, everybody stay well, stay safe, and I'm going to get home and watch the rest of the coverage. I'm sure some of the West Coast events are just starting up. There'll be lots of coverage on MSNBC and CNN. Actually, this morning when I was flipping channels, Those two were showing coverage of the event assembling in Washington, and Fox News was complaining about lack of a flag in a school classroom. Literally, the truth. I speak the truth. Everybody, stay well, and I'll see you probably tomorrow. We'll try and do some broadcasting from our party, assuming signal and lighting makes it possible. So everybody, you know what? That kind of Sly Major, that kind of absolute asshole comment gets you blocked. Everybody stay well, and I will see you all soon. Yes, meetup details, just contact me on Twitter. Same hand.